guys, Tiny here from Offtap Brewing. Happy Beer Fun Friday. And it's going to be a Beer Fun Friday here at Offtap HQ. Just walked in the door from work. I'm on my second beer, as you can see. Fantastic brew, this one. I had to rush it through a bit. Couldn't let it sit for any amount of time because I actually ran out of beer, ran out of my Pom's Breath ESB. So I put this one in. I had 15 litres, so I kegged it, carbonated it, and holy moly, it was puckeringly bitter. The first night. Second night, tamed right down. Third day, man, it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm thoroughly enjoying this beer. It's not going to last too many more days. I do have another 15 litre batch that I did. I've actually got a 50 litre batch of a caramel lager, and today I'm doing another lager because coming up to Christmas I want to have a lot of beer down. 7.5 kilos of pale ale and 3 kilos of caramelized Pilsner grain. So yeah, I'm just going to run that through. So that's what's that, 10.5 kilos. I'm going to run through my 40 litre recirculating system, and I'm going to gas boil it. So I've got the pump set up there. I've got my new little arm thingy. I actually did cut it down, and my manifold, and I've used that manifold before. So basically when the mash is happening, I can just push that down, pull it out and leave it in certain spots in the mash, just to make sure the wort or the water or whatever is recirculating through all parts of the mash. And with this, there's going to be no sparge, I know, with that amount of grain, and I do want 40 litres out of it. So it's going to be a 5% beer, hopefully. It's not going to be over-gravitized or anything, but I do want 40 litres out of it. So I know I'm going to have to add more water once the grain's gone in. Of course, the grain's going to absorb the water. So I'll shoot some more footage. I've got no one joining me here today, which is a bit of a bummer. But, you know, I might... oh, fuck. I just had this little piece of the hose that I've lost, and I dropped it, and it went down that hole down there. And it's the piece that goes in there and holds the hose on when you want it just on. But, yeah, no, everything's going awesome. So we'll catch up with some more video footage when the stuff starts happening. Until then, there it is, guys. Mash in. Awesome stuff. Temperature 45 degrees, which is the same temperature I mash in my Brewmaster. I mash in 45 degrees, which helps to soften everything up. It's sort of like an acid rest. I know we don't really need to do acid rests much these days, but I still like to come in from 45 degrees up to 52 for 15 minutes, and then up to my mashing temperature. And this being a lager, it's going to be a dry lager. I'm going to mash for a considerable amount of time at 62 degrees because I want a really, really dry lager. Something to sort of drink all day. Not so sweet sort of thing, you know, coming up for Christmas. So I'm just sort of preparing a few beers for Christmas. Where I used to finish work on my Christmas holidays, get my holiday money, and then I used to go and buy 10 cartons of beer. And those cartons of beer would be, you know, $450. And then I'd get a couple of cartons of rum and maybe a bottle of rum, just for the trouble. Sorry about the light, folks. But these days, as a home brewer, I've got to have all my shit together. So 5 weeks to go. The problem isn't brewing. I can brew every Friday night. I can do big batches every Friday night. I can brew on most weekends. You know, I'm capable now of pumping out, Brewmaster's 80, 100, 180, and 2 recircs, 40, nearly 300 litres in a day in a 10-hour day. So we're not too bad there. So it's the fermenting time. You know, it's the crashing, it's the lagering, it's the dry hopping, it's all that sort of stuff that you got to take into consideration when you say, okay, Christmas, we need some beer. Well, guys, 5 weeks to go. Are you brewing enough? Well, I'm all set up. I've got the iPad playing through the iWave on my Logitech sound system. I've got the guitar for when the music gets a bit dull. I've got heaps of music on there, but yeah, just keep this one short because I'll get tagged for the music. Don't want to do that. Okay, let's turn it down just till I finish this video. Yeah, I've got the guitar out ready to go, all tuned up. Got the amp sitting over there, little amp sitting there. It's a little battery operated amp I've got, massively loud. So I'm sure I'm going to really annoy the neighbours tonight with my brewing antics. Okay, I'll let you know where we're up to. It's been really, I'm really amazed with this system. This little 40 litre urn. I thought I was going to have to make an inner coil for the urn, so you heat the water up and run the wort around the coil in the hot water to keep it at temperature. But this thing really packs a punch when it comes to heat up. This thing heats up faster than my Braumeister. That's why I'm like in love with it. It goes up 1 degree in a minute and a half, and that's awesome. And that's running through nearly 11 kilos of grain. I mean, I put the grain in it, 45 degrees, and that was not long ago, and we're up to nearly 51 degrees. We're nearly at the protein rest. I could safely say protein rest is starting now, because we're over the 50 mark, around that sort of area. You know, it's an amazing little urn. I've seen people sell theirs on the Fleabay, and they've made 3 V systems out of this urn: mash tun, HLT, and boiler. But yeah, no, I'm quite impressed with it. It's such an easy little system to set up, really. When you look at it, it's 2 crates, that, a pump, an STC, or not an STC. I mean, it's an STC, but it's not. It's just a really cheap one, but it's exactly the same. And I don't even need the burner. It can be a 2V if I want it to. I mean, it's so easy. I just once I've rinsed all the liquid through, and I'm confident that I've got all the sugar out, well, then I just put it on the boil. I mean, that's so easy. Yeah, but I'm just really impressed with this system. It works really well. And someone just drove past and they were just abusing the wife in the car. Good stuff. Friday afternoon, don't talk to me, bitch. You know, it's just so easy to tweak. I'm making it so efficient. Okay, I've got to sit here and play around with it and make sure it doesn't overflow, but I've got ideas later for some sort of system that'll shut the pump off when it hits a certain amount of volume in the mash tun, and then when it comes down. But I've got to talk to some people about making that sort of circuitry up for me and see what's involved in doing it. But yeah, it's an amazing way to go, guys. If you guys are looking at building a brew system, look at something like that. It's cheap. I think just for that little brew system there, just for the 2V system, that's a really good esky. Like, you don't need one that quality, but it's good to have it. The esky cost me $60, the urn cost me $270, and the pump cost me $65, and the tubing and bits and pieces, blah blah. But you know, I'm just really impressed with how really well it actually does work. It's an amazing bit of kit. Alright guys, enough rambling. Let's drink, listen to music. Some of that coming later. Some of this coming now. Guys, I don't know if you can see this, but I've got some of the wort on the plate here. And I'm going to do the iodine test. I've got the iodine in the poo jar, which is a poo sample jar. And what I'm going to look for, because I've got so much on there, is I'm going to look for, you can see that piling up there. I've had to do this with the light on the camera, but I'm just going to look for a black edge around there once I get this going. So I'll just put you down and we'll have a look at that. So I've opened the poo jar. Not enough, obviously. And by poo jar, it's a poo sample jar from the hospital, because you scoop your poo, put it in the jar, and they test it. But this is full of iodine. So what I do is I put some on there, and probably a little bit more. It's not changing colour quickly, but I look at the edges to see where the edges go black, and they haven't. I'm like, that's all really staying the right colour. So, it's moving across all the wort. I think I'm at full conversion. Okay, guys, I think I'm at full conversion. So, you gotta look for the subtlest of changes when you're doing this to know. That's why I look at the edge of the wort to see if there's any blackness. But I'm confident. I'm absolutely 100% confident, guys, that this torch on my camera sucks lots. And conversion's finished. So let's ramp this guy up into the next stage. Right, guys, we're at the boil off. I've actually been boiling a lot of this liquid for a while, just to bring it down. I've got about another 5 litres to boil off. You can see that, it's pretty crappy. Then it goes in there, and the hop additions are 50 grams of halotale and 50 grams of halotale into both those cubes. So that's about a 5.13 alpha acid. So 50 grams in 23 litres. Awesome stuff. And that's the brew tonight, guys. I'm not going to show you the cleanup or anything because the cleanup is pretty gay. But I've locked down the grain tonight. So I've locked it down. There's probably more sugar water dripping out of there. But yeah, we've locked it down. I'll clean that out tomorrow. I'll boil this off, another 8 litres. And then I'll put it in there, guys. Thanks for watching my Beer Fun Friday video. Another brew in the bag. Brew in the bag, that's another Aussie brew in a bag. But they're brewing cubes, so it is what it is, guys. More Christmas beer. In Australia, we like it smooth and alcoholic. Cheers, guys. Remember, beer makes you smarter.